Hey, chair yogis, thank you for joining me today. Sorry, a little technical delay, but we have our yin practice today. So if you have a moment, grab another chair or clear out some space on the floor. This is our class at the end of the month where we really just hold some long, steady stretches and hopefully get into the connective tissue and all the places where we get really tight in the lower back, in the shoulders, the chest, the hips. So hopefully you'll join me today. As I said, either on a chair with your legs up, on another chair, or you can sit down on the floor. We're just going to start with those tight hamstrings, and you may find some resistance here. I know I do, especially not having those muscles nice and warm. This is just a nice way to just really slow down and cool and soothe and get into that connective tissue around the joints that just wraps everything like a saran wrap. And hopefully at the end of our practice, we feel like those joints can breathe a little bit more. So make yourself comfortable. I like to sit at the edge of my seat as we do in our normal practice. So we're tilting our pelvis forward. My knees are generously bent and my feet are hip distance, shoulder distance apart. Your toes are up, sitting up nice and tall. Take a big breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, lengthen through that spine, extending up through the crown, breathing all the way down to the tailbone. And as we exhale again, that audible, just relaxing the muscles, softening the joints, just setting an intention to receive the breath, the sensations, the thoughts. Soften the gaze or close the eyes. Notice where you feel a little bit of space. Notice where you feel a little bit of tension. You can hold it right here. Or I invite you when you're ready, just kind of noticing your heart lifted up and out, just shining out bright. And as you exhale, keep letting that heart shine forward, keeping that back nice and straight, just gently coming into a forward fold. Now, again, we're all built differently. We all receive stretches differently. We've all had damages or challenges to our muscles, to our bones, to our joints. So just kind of listen to your body. This is our practice this month of slowing down, of listening, of receiving. So as you come into that forward fold, feeling the hamstrings lengthen, feel that spine lengthen. Again, receiving. A meditation to just get us started. Breathing in, I am practicing peace. If I can remain calm in the stillness, I can learn to remain calm in the flow. I have survived everything so far. I trust in the power that carries me forward. I am peace in training. For every moment of inner stillness is a victory. I am practicing peace. Again, wherever you are in this forward fold, sitting down on the floor, using two chairs, no judgment on where the body is, just really, again, embracing that idea, stretching slow and steady. Relaxing the muscles, getting into the joints. You may find resistance as we start, but just again, observe the sensations, observe the thoughts, receive, feel. The body welcomes the attention. The body welcomes the peace. Last 5 breaths here. You can always come out of it sooner if you need to. I shared this with yesterday's yin practice. Return home to the body. Return home to the breath. And slowly use those hands. Gently guide yourself back up. Ooh, those legs are feeling a little bit longer, right? Just kind of shake it out. Now we're going to get into those hips. I wanted to just kind of wake up those hamstrings first because we're going to come into a bound ankle pose. So if you can, bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. So if this is too much to have your legs out front on another chair, you can also do this here at your chair with the soles of the feet together and the hands on the knees, either laying down or sitting down on the floor or those legs up. Inhale tall. And again, coming from the heart, leaning forward to where you start to feel that stretch in the outer hips. Now, depending on where your feet are, the further out, this is where I like it, I get a little bit more in the outer hips and the lower back. The closer I bring those feet to my pelvis, the more I'm going to feel it in the inner thighs. So again, visualizing, inhaling, breathing all the way down to that tailbone, extending it back, and exhaling back up, but bringing that heart forward. Notice what opens up. Notice what tightens, and listen to your breath truly. We've survived thus far, right? Allow your breath, allow your awareness to still practicing, embracing, receiving peace. As I've told my classes throughout the years, the practice, the pose that we find the most resistance to is probably the one we need the most. And believe me, I've had a lot of resistance to yin practices. Slowing down, finding the stillness within the body, finding the stillness within the mind. So again, let go of judgment. Just explore, receive, see what happens. Receiving that breath, scanning that body with love and gratitude, easing the shoulders, the hands, the face. Embracing a little more space. Wherever you're needing it, between the ribs, between the vertebrae, and the hips, and the legs. As we slow down, as we settle into stillness and gratitude, notice how the body responds, letting go of the resistance, letting go of the tension. In a typical yin class, we hold these poses for up to 4 to 6 minutes, but since we're only together for 30 minutes, I just want to give you a taste. You may feel a little dull ache in some of these poses. It's okay, but nothing sharp. Stabbing or pinching. Hopefully you'll find a couple of poses that really speak to you, and maybe set that intention to revisit them for a little bit longer, later this week, later today. Take one more breath. And then using your exhale, we're going to slowly ease our way up. Beautiful job. All right, just ease those legs down. If you have that other chair handy, we're gonna just notice how we're leaning forward. We spend a lot of time leaning forward, so yin is also really good about opening out through the chest. So find your chair, either further out or you can turn it around. It's just kind of your preference. We're gonna take a melting heart pose. So finding an edge, a height that works for you. Maybe it's lower, maybe it's higher. Depending on your shoulders, shrug those shoulders back. Inhale long. And as we exhale, we're going to do exactly like the pose says. We're going to melt the heart. We're going to rediscover the curves in the spine. Take those shoulders back away from the ears. And just find that edge. Feel the opening in the chest. And just drop that chin to the chest, looking down towards the feet. If you need to, you can use a book or a block underneath the forehead. Let that head get heavy. See how it feels. Notice where the tension likes to move to. I tend to grip a little bit more with my hands. Not that the pose doesn't feel good, but it's like, oh yeah, it feels good. I'm gonna hold on a little bit tighter. So notice any place that you might be tightening up. If you're on the floor, perhaps you're just taking this as a really generous down puppy where you're on your knees, melting the heart. Again, there's no right or wrong. Maybe the forehead's on the mat, maybe the forehead's on the chair. You're welcome to stay right here. We're about halfway through the pose. Or just take a moment and see if you can lift the gaze up to where the hands are. Stretching through the neck, shoulders back. So really gets into that middle back. Keep those shoulders nice and wide. Breathe. Now typically in yoga we want the shoulder blades kissing, but here we want some space. So maybe look up at those hands, let the head fall back. If this is too much, feel free to just return back to that melting heart with the chin towards the chest. Notice the breath, breathing down the spine. Breathing space out through the sides. Breathing space into the front of the body, the chest, the belly. And then combining all four of those spaces, breathing in length, space, light, the back, the sides, the belly. Three more breaths. You've got this. Beautiful. One. Coming up, inhale, lengthen. Now I'm going to lower my arms just a bit, give them a little bit of a break, right? And we're going to come into a little twist, a little shoulder stretch. So we're going to inhale nice and long. And as we exhale, we're going to take the right arm and just thread it underneath the left. Now finding that edge, you might already be feeling that stretch in the outer right shoulder here. You can stay here or use your exhale and just use that support of that chair to come down onto that ear. Now I know, where's my block? I don't have a block handy. Use a block or a book. Oh, there it is. Sorry. To support that head. And again, we're just resting here, so relax those muscles. Breathe in, receive. You're supported by the chair or the floor. Just relaxing the hands. Let the head get heavy. This is a great stretch, staying right here, letting go, practicing. Relaxing, releasing those muscles. Breathing into that side, into the back, into the ribs. Stay right here. Or you can take that left arm and place it behind the back, resting at the lower back, or take it to the right hip, shrugging that shoulder back. Now this is a little bit more active. So just notice what is more welcoming to you. Do you like being a little bit more active, no right or wrong, or do you like to be a little more restorative and letting go? To me, it kind of depends on the day, depends on the pose. Depends on how I'm feeling. So just a couple more breaths here. See if you can feel a little more length. Again, it's the end of the month. We're past that midpoint in the summer. Using this time to just let go, refresh, and rebuild. Soothe and cool. One more right here. And then just as we slowly come into the pose, we slowly come out, returning to that down puppy or that down dog or that melting heart. Inhaling long. And as we exhale, we're going to take that left arm underneath the right and just kind of see. Maybe you're good right here. Maybe you make an adjustment. Maybe you're coming down here. Maybe you find a little more space after a couple of breaths. Maybe you adjust that book or that block to support the head. And just notice where you feel it. I know there's a tendency when a stretch feels really good to work really hard. And it feels almost like the antithesis to do that opposite of letting go. But practice it, explore it, feel it. Breathing into that belly, stimulating that vagus nerve, that physiological way to remind ourselves that everything's going to be all right. Stay right here with that right arm on your chair, or you can explore taking that right hand behind your back, just resting it at the middle back or taking it over to that left hip. Shrugging that right shoulder back. Again, just decide whatever you did on the left side, see if it's welcoming on the right. If it's not, find that just right spot for you. This is such a great practice when it's hot outside, as things are heating up and the schedules are getting busier. Taking this time to slow down, to pause, even slower than our regular yoga practice. But really taking this time to check in. What are we holding on to? What can we let go of? What is it that we need to receive here and now? Again, we're looking for a little dull ache. That is totally normal in this practice. Nothing sharp, stabbing, or pinching. Take one more breath here. And then slowly unwind, ease your way back, finding that melting heart. Inhale, lengthen, come up. Exhale down. Dropping those hands down and using the strength of the arms, pushing yourself up. Ooh, Are you glad that we kind of lengthened through those hamstrings? That was kind of a stretch there too. All right, shrug those shoulders, circle back a couple of times. All that forward folding, we want to do the opposite. So again, you're sitting at the edge of your seat. We're going to take our hands, back of the hands to about the kidney area, and we're going to do just a little baby camel. So inhale, shrug the shoulders up. As we exhale, drop the shoulders back. Feel the chest open. You're looking forward. The chin is parallel to the floor. Notice the curves in the back. We're staying nice and tall. We're long. We don't want to be compressing that back. So just stay nice and lifted here. Feel just that energy here. Keeping the chest open, the shoulders back, feeling that space between the collarbones. Breathing in. Keeping that spine long and that support in that lower back. We don't want to sink into that lower space in the back. If there's space, we lift up through the chest. We lift up through the chin. We maybe bring the gaze to where the ceiling hits the wall. If this is too much, come back to that straight back. Just kind of see and explore. We're not going to be here that long. Take one more big breath. If there's a little more space, look up at the sky. Drop the head back onto the shoulders. 3 breaths here. Feel that breath in that belly, am I right? Invigorating that fire in the belly for creativity, for passion, for drive. With that cool breath, one more. Slowly bring it back to center. And kind of shake it out. Nice job. Circle those wrists around. Again, it's a really powerful pose physically, mentally, and emotionally. So if you just need a moment, it's okay. All right, from here, we're going to move on to pigeon. So you can take that right foot and place it on your chair. You can cross at the ankle if that's where you are today, or you can cross at the knee. Make it fit your body. We're going to inhale nice and tall. Make sure you're sitting at the edge of your seat because we're getting in those hips. Inhale tall, and as we exhale, we're just going to come forward. Again, that straight back, that heart forward. So you start to feel that stretch. Outer hip, hamstring, and lower back. If this causes any discomfort in your knee, I want you to just be crossed here at the ankles. I like having the support of a chair or a desk in front of you so that we can just really release to that edge. Again, we're getting into that lower back. We're getting into those tight hips. Just kind of rock those hips from side to side and make sure they feel level. Make sure they feel neutral. You can stay right here, or you can explore finding that edge. Listening to your breath, making sure each inhale equals each exhale. Making sure that those muscles have an opportunity to relax, to rest, and to ease. Noticing here if you're still feeling anxious or uneasy with the stillness, just observe, feel that left foot on the ground. Grounding, breathing all the way down, that awareness to that left foot, feeling that support of the floor, of the earth. Grounding in this moment, this breath. Take one more breath. And slowly ease your way back up. Bring that right knee into the chest. Feel that hip. Circle it around one direction. Circle it around the other direction. Feel that? Whoa. Good stuff. Powerful stuff. Let's do the other side. Remember, first level, left foot in front of the right. Maybe take that left foot on your chair, dropping that knee to the side. Or you can take the ankle at the knee, whatever you prefer. Inhaling nice and tall. I like to flex my foot. That feels a little bit more supportive for my knee. Inhale long. And as we exhale, we start to come forward. Noticing where you feel the sensations first. Those of us with tight hamstrings, you might be feeling it there. You might be feeling it in the outer hip. You might be feeling that space in that lower back. Wherever you're needing a little more space, a little more ease. Again, building the pose from the ground up. Feel the support of the mat or the floor underneath that right foot. Feel the hips neutral, the base of that spine standing back. The heart is forward, the shoulders are back, clear away from the ears. Soften the hands, soften the face. Just a little bit. Take a few more moments, really focusing on a nice long exhale, releasing the tension, the doubts, the fears, the frustration, the uncertainty, whatever you're experiencing today, whatever is weighing on your heart. Let it go with each nice long exhale. Let the inhale just happen. Take one more breath. And then slowly rise up. Nice job. Bring those feet to the floor. Inhale nice and long through the crown. As we exhale, take the arms over to the left. A little twist. Turning to look over that left shoulder. Big inhale, expanding through the belly. Nice long exhale, unwinding, emptying. Inhale long. As we exhale, take those arms over to the right, slowly turning to look over that right shoulder. Inhaling, fill. Exhaling, releasing. Back to center, final resting pose. Sitting back in your chair, putting your feet up or laying down on the floor, lean back into your chair. This is your space. Shrug those shoulders back, tuck the chin, close those eyes, take a big breath in. Sigh it out. One more time, big breath in. Let it all go. In this space, we're softening from the crown. We're relaxing, releasing the face, bringing a smile to your lips. With softness to the throat, the shoulders, the heart, the arms. Letting go into the support of your chair or the floor. Embrace the softness in the belly. Feel it rise and fall with each breath. Feel the strength and support in the hips and the legs, softening down through the knees, the ankles, the toes. In this space, I am practicing peace. If I can remain calm in the stillness, I can learn to remain calm in the flow. I have survived everything so far. I trust in the power that carries me forward. I am peace in training. Stay here as long as you need. Slowly deepening the breath and noticing the sensations of the breath, of the body. Notice the sensations of peace within, where they reside, where they expand, where they flow. As we continue to deepen the breath, we bring movement to the fingers, to the toes. We rock the head from side to side. A beautiful vessel of peace. When you're ready, inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Press your palms together, bring your hands down to your heart, palms together or resting gently in that heart space, the source of peace. Wherever your journey takes you today, be a beacon, be a source of peace. Thank you for your time today. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste. I will see you guys Wednesday or Thursday for our regular scheduled practice. Thank you for showing up today. I'll see you next time. Oh, it was awesome. My legs are feeling